Hi guys, welcome to Simplifying Tech and Programming. So today's video is about what is MongoDB and why we can use it. So for this I'm referring my blog. So blog link is provided into video description. So MongoDB database is one of the fastest growing database, and it is open source, document based and leading NoSQL database with the scalability and flexibility that you want with the querying and indexing that you need in your programming. So it is a most popular database in these days. So let's see one interesting example in order to check what is the popularity of MongoDB. So like you can see the screen, so where MongoDB growth rate is explained. So these are social networking websites where MongoDB growth rate is explained. So for this Google, most search database is a MongoDB. For LinkedIn, so most of the uh, most popular database in LinkedIn is MongoDB. In Twitter, most followers for the database are for MongoDB, and for Facebook, most number of likes for the database is MongoDB. So let's start with the definition of MongoDB. So MongoDB is a document-oriented NoSQL database used for the high volume of data storage. Instead of using tables and rows in the traditional relational database, MongoDB makes use of collection and documents. So it is a non-structured database. So document consists of key value pairs, and which are the basic unit of data in MongoDB. So collection contains the set of document and function which are equivalent to relational database tables. So basically MongoDB provides high performance, high availability and auto scaling. So MongoDB is totally based on NoSQL database. Means it's a non-structured database. It provides the facility for storage and retrieval of data using the fields. While in the SQL data, it stores into tabular form. So let's see the features of MongoDB. So this is like graphical way where I mentioned all the features of MongoDB, and let's discuss it. So first feature is the ad hoc queries. So as I mentioned, so MongoDB is a non-structured database. So while designing the queries or database or schema, so we don't need to do any planning. So we can use the ad hoc queries in order to write our MongoDB data scripts. Then it is a schema-less database. So I already mentioned it is a schema-free database, and it's a document-oriented. So MongoDB is using JSON-like structure. It is called as bison, but it is for now we can consider as a JSON like database. So indexing for searching your data. Suppose you have a huge volume of data, and for that you are going to search with the keywords. So for that indexing, MongoDB indexing is a powerful indexing mechanism to search your data. Now replication. So what is replication? Like we can provide the subset of your data. So each document has one primary node, and which is further divided into or replicated into two more secondary nodes, or as many we want number of replications. Aggregation. So for efficient usability, MongoDB has an aggregation framework for batch processing. Like we can process the MongoDB data by using MapReduce functions, and we can sort that data according to our requirement. GridFS. So GridFS is a grid file system where we can use where we can store the files in multiple machines. Like suppose you have the data set of larger data, more the size of data, then you can divide that data into chunks, and we can store it into a file system. Sharding. So sharding for larger data sets, the sharding is a basic feature. It distributes the larger data to multiple machines, that we are going to check after some time. And high performance. So indexes supports faster queries, leading the high performance. Now let's compare our MongoDB to a relational database management system. So these are five major advantages. Like MongoDB is a schemaless. So we don't need to write the schema for MongoDB. It is a runtime. Then no complex joins are present. So we are not directly using joins in the MongoDB. Instead of that, we are using like subset of data type. Then MongoDB supports deep query ability. Then MongoDB is easy to scale, no mappings required. Now, what are the terminologies in we can compare about RDBMS and MongoDB? So that I mentioned here. So database is a database in MongoDB. So both are same. Now, what is the like table? So in RDBMS, the table synonym in MongoDB is a collection. So we can call collection for the table. Then for rows, we can say as a document. So it is a document oriented database. Then for columns, we can say as a fields. So this collection we already discussed row documents. Like in RDBMS, row is present in the single implicitly structured data item in the table. In MongoDB, it's stored in the documents. So in RDBMS column, so column in MongoDB, it is known as a fields. Now joins. So joins are like embedded documents in like I said. So data is sometimes spread across the various tables in order to show complex view of data. So joins sometimes formed across the tables to get the data. In the MongoDB, data is normally stored into single collection but separated using embedded documents. So these are concept of joins in MongoDB. So embedded documents means like we can store into the array or into the list format. Now the question is why MongoDB? Why should I use MongoDB? So MongoDB provides the multiple features and performance improvements, and likewise we can say like as it's a NoSQL database. So there are many reasons to learn MongoDB. So these are led to the foundation to the worldwide popularity of MongoDB. These are some reasons. So why MongoDB is popular? So aggregation framework. So we already discussed BSON format, like JSON like format. It is provided that is very easy to understand. Then sharding. So we are going to see about it. Then ad hoc queries. Ad hoc queries means it's a non-structural database. So we while designing our database, there is no requirement of structuring your data. So we can use the ad hoc query anytime at the real time. Then indexing that we discussed already. Then replication, so that we are going to check in below diagram. So why MongoDB? Because it provides the best ability for the load balancing of your servers and the sharding mechanism. So you can see this diagram where client application is connecting with the Mongo drivers with the primary shards and secondary shards where it is writing data. So these primary shards are like replicated into secondary. So we can able to do the replication so that data loss could not be happen. So if there is a problem in primary database or shard, then we can go for like secondary server or secondary shards. Then sharding. So what is sharding? So sharding is a concept in the MongoDB which splits the data sets into the smaller data sets across the multiple MongoDB instances. Sometimes the data within the MongoDB will be a huge, and that queries against such a big data sets can cause a lot of CPU utilization issues to the server. So to tackle that scenario, so MongoDB is a provided concept of sharding, where basically splitting of data sets into the multiple MongoDB instances. The collection, which could be large in size, actually splits across the multiple collections or shards as they are called. So logically all shards are work like one collection. So you can see this diagram where application driver is connecting to query router. So query router has like shard 1 2 3, and these are scalable. So that depends on your data size. So now basically we go for benefits of MongoDB. So MongoDB is providing load balancing. So if you are having large set of data, then you need to process that, or you need to distribute it, the traffic of data amongst the different machine with the help of load balancing. Then sharding, so we already discussed. With the help of sharding, we can do the horizontal scaling, which is not possible with the help of relational database. But by using this method, we can distribute the data among different machine. And flexibility is the best benefit of MongoDB, where it does not require the data structure. So that is a unique in nature across all objects are being used. This makes the easier to use MongoDB with the help of dynamic schema, and very used to use MongoDB. Speed, so if we compare the speed of MongoDB, so it's an, as it is a NoSQL database, so speed is much more higher than the relational database. So it is a easy process data, and it is a valid up to your data is in document format. Then there are certain limitations also for MongoDB, like uses of memory. So as we can know, the MongoDB stores the key name along with the every document, so it is obvious that it will consume the large amount of memory. Then no joins, like in the relational database, so we can use the foreign key and primary key, where we can apply the joins easily with the relational database, but it is not possible along with joins. But for that, we can use the different data formats like embedded documents we can use instead of joins. Still under development, so SQL was developed in 80s and MongoDB just emerged in 2009. Due to this reason, MongoDB is not fully documented and tested, and continuous improvements are going on into the MongoDB space. Now let's understand the data structure of Mongo, like how we can write the Mongo. Like suppose we have a database, so it's like a similar RDBMS database. In MongoDB also it is a database. It contains more than one or more collections. So inside that database we have a collection. Inside the collection we have a documents, and inside our documents, so data is present in the form of JSON like documents. So in MongoDB collection, how the data representation is done. So for that, there are, this is underscore ID. So this is the mostly primary key we can say. So this is like a unique and primary key. So this is present in every collection. So underscore ID added by MongoDB that uniquely identifies the document of the collection. So this is like a JSON like structure, where collection is, we can define the collection where it is a key and value. So like it is a colon separated, and these are fields. So for more clear picture, so this is the actual collection, so where it has the unique ID, so it has the fields separated by colon. Then these are like embedded sub documents. So this is the like nested document. So inside my one document I have another document. So these I mean by embedded document. So to what is that alternative for the SQL joins will be these embedded documents. Now this is also one embedded document separated by comma, and so data will look like this. So this is in tabular format. Also we can see the other format also. So this is the unique ID, this is the customer name, and order ID, something like that. So now collection we have seen. So cursor, so what is cursor? So this is the pointer in the result set of the query. So client can iterate through the cursor to retrieve the results. So it is like a pointer to the query, and the database we already seen, documents we already seen, fields are also we already seen. So you can see these are the fields. So it is a sub document. So sample query structure. So if I write the select query, or this is the synonym for the insert query in SQL. So it is saying db.users. So this means users is a database, and insert one is a insert query for this collection. Users, for users collection, we are writing this query like insert this data, this field and value to the like this document to the collection. So to summarize the session, we got to know what is MongoDB, so for what it is used for, some of the feature related to it, some advantages, some disadvantages of MongoDB, and its various editions of MongoDB that people can use for, and so that you can start learning MongoDB and give kickstart to your career. So in about our installation procedures and writing the MongoDB CRUD operations and many more about MongoDB. So that's all for this sessions. Thanks a lot for watching this session. Keep tuned for next sessions. Thanks a lot.